Welcome back to episode 5 of my chunk locked adventure. I'm currently in Varlamore and I need to get my thieving level all the way up to level 75 so that I can steal from the 2 gem stalls. To do that, I've been stealing from the citizens' houses and from the wealthy citizens. As you can see, I have a decently large amount of money and a good number of house keys plus a bunch of valuables here as well. Any moment now I will also be getting a thieving level. Here we go, level 58. I'm still going to need 17 more levels for the goal. Unfortunately, despite having all these valuables, I can't actually get rid of them because I would need to go here to this spot near the bank, which is not in my chunks. And also, unfortunately, 2 of the houses I can rob, here and here, are also unobtainable due to that chunk being locked. But with a healthy mix of thieving from the houses and using the citizens here, the wealthy citizens, every minute or so, I can get pretty good experience. My favorite is this one where the urchin will distract them with dance moves. It's kind of funny. Otherwise, they sort of cry or say they've been robbed. But this one's the funniest one. Just got level 59 thieving. Still have 14 more levels to go, but that's progress. We should be getting another level here in just a moment. There it is, level 60. And we can actually do the easy clue that we got from it, so we'll at least give it a try. It's pretty unlikely we'll be able to finish it, but we'll give it a shot. I'm a big dummy. I've been repeatedly clicking on these guys when it just automatically pickpockets for you. I might be able to do this one, actually. Wait, strain on, never mind. Just got to level 61 thieving. Definitely making our way up, but we still need 14 more levels. That is level 62 thieving. Continuing on with some more of the rich person house keys being used. As you can see, I still have tons of them in the inventory. There's no way I'll be using these up without the other chunk unlocked. By the end of this grind, I'm going to have so many valuables stacked up. Look at that. It's already at 65k. God, I hope I get the other chunk in the next spin. The chance of getting one of these extra things like the amulets, the ring or the necklace from a house is 1 in 650. Because I have the ruby amulet, I can enchant that into a strength amulet, which would be pretty handy. Here comes level 63 thieving. Excellent. That's another thieving level, level 64. That's level 65 thieving. 10 more levels to go, and I can now steal from the spice stalls. I am going to steal from the spice stall a few times, just so I've got a bit of a spice stock for later. As I said last episode, I can't make those curries until I'm level 60 cooking, but for now, it'll be nice to have a couple of spices. Since there's no bank access in my chunks in Varlamore, I'm back in Varrock. I'm going to enchant the ruby amulet and the sapphire amulet, so that I have an amulet of strength and an amulet of magic. I do have a ruby ring that I got, so I can turn that into a ring of forging, which will help with some smithing down the line, but not necessary right now. Other than that, I'll just keep most of these in the bank. Sometimes a clue step requires them. Level 66 thieving. Level 67 thieving coming in. I've got a few different clues that I can do now, easy clues, that I've managed to steal. Hopefully we get a casket out of one of them eventually. Well, that's a back-to-back. Let's see if we can do it. Alright, this might be it. Let's find out. That's a casket. Alright. First easy casket, what are we going to get? We still have one easy clue that we can do. That's this one here. All of these ones we can't do. There have been a bunch of other ones we couldn't do, but they've despawned by now. Level 68. I don't have the magic level to enchant it, but there's a diamond amulet. That'll be nice one day. I've got 3 more easy clues here stacked up that I can do. Once I get this next level, I'll try to get those done and see if I can get another casket. There's level 70 thieving. Let's go do those clues. Is this going to be the casket? This will be my 3rd clue step. No. Can I do this one? I can. Okay. Back in a moment. If this one is the casket, which it probably will be, then I still have one on the ground at the thieving spot. And there it is, casket. Let's have a look. What are we going to get? Holy shit. Blue Wizard Robe G and Ancient Page 2. That's 2 new collection log slots. but we're not tracking those so much anymore. That's some pretty cool fashionscape though. 2 quick pickpockets, and there's level 71 thieving, getting close. Alright, is this going to be the casket? It is, that's 2 caskets there. Got pretty lucky on the steps. Let's open those up. Do we get anything? Okay, iron plate XT, they're not all that important, though a black axe is an upgrade, that's great. Black plate body won't help me much, but I don't mind having that in reserve. What about the other one? No, just some trout. Okay, that's level 72 thieving, and now we need to get the hell out of this house. There we go, 3 to go, 3 more levels. There's level 73. There we go, level 74. 1 level to go, and then we're finally done. We do have 3 easy clue scrolls on the ground again. We might be able to get another casket out of those soon. We'll see if I can get 1 more. I'm pretty close to another thieving level, but I'm going to quickly do my clue scrolls. There we go. Back to back? No. Okay. Let's go get those other ones done. Alright, this one might be the casket. If not, I have 1 more. Oh, it's the casket. Okay. I'll keep the other clue that I have on the ground and not use that right now. Let's see what I get. Blue firelighters. Okay, that's something. And there's a black helm H5. That's just a coif. I've already made those. That would have been nice before my crafting grind, but there we go. And a bunch of coins, which I have so many coins now. Yeah, okay. Nothing too special. I really hope when this grind's all over, of course I gotta do more than just thieving for this chunk, but I really hope that I get the chunk next to it on the west, because I currently have 452,000 coins worth of valuables and so many keys that I can use, and if I get that chunk I probably will use all those keys on the houses and you know, just get even more money. It'll be so helpful one day, I'm sure, but yeah, you know, hopes and wishes. In a few more pickpockets, we're about to get level 75 thieving, one of the first goals for this this chunk that we need to complete. It should be just around here. There it is, level 75, and we can now steal from gem stalls and pickpocket gnomes. Okay, can't do that clue. Let's get that gem stall. So there are 2 gem stalls here, one here that I can steal from successfully, getting a sapphire. And there's another one which, if I stand over here, should be able to steal from without issue. There we go, another sapphire. That's chunk task done. These take 60 seconds to respawn. With more gems, I probably won't do too many of these. Maybe I'll do a few more. But we still have 2 more goals to do. Here are our stats at the moment. We do need to get our fletching up 3 levels to 63. And we have to get our cooking all the way up to level 65. It is almost level 44, only 98 more experience to go there, but we will, yeah, quickly get that one up. You can buy food just over here. There's a food stall there, or food shop. I can buy fish there. That might help a bit. I don't know. I'll try a few different methods, see how we go, and then I'll get the fletching up as well. Once I decide, I'll let you know. Of course, I can always hop to steal from these gem stores, so I might do that, fill up my inventory, and then, yeah, move on to something else. Well, after a few hops, there's a distribution of gems. It's a 1 in 128 chance for a diamond, so I wasn't expecting one of those. Let's get on to some other stuff. So, from that thieving grind, on top of everything else, other than the experience, of course, I did start with basically no cash, and now I have over 600k. These valuables here, around 8,230, are worth around 450k, bit over that. And I have 304 of these house keys, which I'll eventually use if I get the chance. So if I can trade these valuables in with that other chunk, then I'm going to be pretty well off. Now for cooking, I did get my cooking level up to 44. At 45, I can cook these swordfish, so I'm going to buy some of those to begin to get a bit of a stock. I can cook the bass, the tuna, the cod, the herring, and the rabbit even. So I'm going to buy a bunch of those and essentially use those to get my cooking level up with all this money that I've got now. It's going to be slow because I don't have a bank here, and so I'm going to have to do a lot of going back and forth to Varrock. But for now, I'll give it a shot, see if it's going to be quick enough. I might even start hopping and just buy the bass and maybe the tuna, they're worth pretty good experience. Alright, so I've sort of worked out of a bit of a plan. I can buy the swordfish, bass, tuna and cod, and then hop worlds to buy more of them, and that seems to be decent experience. I do burn a good amount of the fish, and it's going to cost me a fair bit over time, but that's sort of the plan going on right now. You'll be able to watch my cash stack dwindle as I get more levels. Once I buy the fish from Cobado here, I can make my way up into this house, which is still within my chunks, and cook here, and then I can get to the bird just there by snaking up this little bit here. After a few inventories, there's level 45. I can now make the swordfish, but I might hold off on the swordfish until a bit higher level and have a better chance of cooking them successfully. As you can see here, I just got level 47 cooking, and I can now make baked potatoes with butter and cheese. They might be decent food in future, but they're so slow to make. Strangely, while you can make the potato with butter and cheese at level 47, you can't actually make cheese itself till level 48. I can buy it from the store here though, so that's something. It's not really good experience, but I decided to make a few more of the butter potatoes and then bought a bunch of cheese. Now I'm making the potato with cheese. As I say, it'll be good healing, but the experience is crap. There we go, level 50 cooking. We still have 15 more levels to go, but at least now we can make chocolate cake. It's been a couple of hours, but we're about to get level 55 cooking. There it is. We can now cook anchovy pizza for all the good that's going to do us. I have been collecting up swordfish, and I have around 380 or so of them at the moment. I am going to go back to Lumbridge and use the range there. It does give an invisible 1+ boost to cooking, so it's going to mean that I burn things a little less. I'll make use of those and see what level I'm at then. As you can see, my money's being depleted quite a bit. As it stands right now, I'm about 37.4% of the way toward level 65, so still a long way to go. But at 140 experience apiece, these are going to be helpful. There's another level, level 56. There's level 57. We've only got a few more of these swordfish. Once they're done, I'll go back to buying all those fish I were already buying and then cook them all together. We're still under halfway to our total goal, so. And that is level 58 cooking, 7 levels to go. Another cooking level, level 59. That is level 60 cooking. As you can see, we can now cook curry. I might do a few of those, but they're probably not going to be that good experience. Level 61 cooking. That's level 62. Cooking level 63 coming in. It's been another few hours, but there's level 64 cooking. Now we only have 1 level left to go. Alright, only a few more fish and I'll finally get to level 65 cooking, one of our other goals in this chunk today. There it is. Level 65, and I can now cook pineapple pizza, which is something that I'll have to do in just a moment. I'll finish off these last few fish. You can see that my cash stack has been somewhat ravaged, down about 200k worth of fish purchased. I do have quite a decent stock of fish now, so food wise I'm going to do pretty good for a while, and I still have a lot of money, so it wasn't too bad. I do still have 3 fletching levels to get though. Alright, so I've gone out and made 2 of these uncooked pizzas. I then have to cook them here. This will be my best chance of not burning either of them. Okay, great. And then I could just put pineapple on them, which apparently requires a lot of skill. I don't know. Anyway, there we go. Done. So now, fletching. As you may recall, I got a black axe from a clue casket. That's going to speed up my wood cutting fairly well. I am going to be using the willow tree here and the one that I'm cutting right now. Cutting into willow longbows and then selling at the general store that's just right here. It is a lot quicker and closer than it would have been in my previous method when I had to do this in Varrock area. So hopefully this won't take too long. I need to get from 60 to 63. I will take a few hours and see when I get there, I suppose. On today's first episode, the inaugural episode of Funny RuneScape Names, Poo Poo Head. Please come forward to accept your monthly subscription to Oog Thanky Dung. Pointing out funny RuneScape names might be a segment that I continue in future during this series. We haven't got a fletching level just yet, but we're about to get a woodcutting level. That's level 70 woodcutting. Here's the first of the 3 fletching levels I need. Here it is, level 61. I can now make adamant and mahogany crossbows, which I can't make because I don't have access to adamant stuff, but you know. I also have a beginner clue scroll that dropped just before my last log there, so I'm going to go complete that if I can. I can do the first step, it's in Varrock. I'll update you if I get it. Well, we managed to get a casket. Do we get anything? Hey, frog slippers, that's new. Cool. I mean, they do nothing for me, but now I have frog feet. And that is level 2 farming. First of my farming levels, just by raking patches. I can now grow marigolds, but I still don't have a flower patch, so. With that frog token I had in my inventory, I now have a full set of the frog token stuff. I've got the head, and I've got the princely vest and pants, and of course my frog feet. I'm raking patches because if I can get my farming up to level 3, I can plant barley in the hops patch above Lumbridge, between Varrock and Lumbridge. So I'm going to be doing that. It's not a task till I have an allotment patch, but if I can get my level up in advance of that, then I can finish any allotment task quicker, since I will need to get all the way to planting a tree in a tree patch because I have one unlocked. So once I have farming fully unlocked, I'll need to get at least level 15, so good to get a start on that. And here is fletching level 62, only one more level to go, thankfully. This is a very slow process. It's been a couple of hours already, and it's going to be a couple more hours, it looks like, around 2.5. I've not been pushing very hard. I've not been doing the most sweaty of grinds here. I've been a bit casual with it, but it's still a little bit slow. But I'll see you with another farming level or another fletching level. That is woodcutting level 71. Definitely getting close to that 75 for magic trees, though hopefully I don't have to do that anytime soon. I really don't want to have to do fletching up to 75, or fire making for that matter. That is level 3 farming. Now I can actually do some hops with barley, which I might do now. Because you can buy all the stuff you need from any of the gardeners, I can even get compost. I can plant my barley seeds. There we go, and I'll come back for those later. Alright, the barley is grown. I am going to harvest that and then put in a new lot. I probably won't go to level here, but let's see. Never mind. There's level 4. I can now grow hammerstone hops, but I can't get the marigolds to pay for protection, whereas the barley I can pay in compost. So it's actually, yeah, better to just keep making barley. As you can see, compost done. And then eventually down the line for level 13, I can pay for jute with barley. So it will work out in the end. There's level 12 hunter. I just got an experience book from a random event for the exam. So I've been putting those on hunter for a bit. That's up to level 12 now. There should be another farming level with this sort of barley. I only need to get 5 in total. And there we go, level 5. And here we are finally getting up to our fletching goal. Level 63 fletching. As you can see, we can now make ruby tipped adamantite bolts. And we have to at least cut a ruby for our task. Let's do that. Okay, so with this ruby, we can now turn that into bolt tips. And that is our chunk task complete. Also, my barley has grown again, so I'm back here to harvest some more and plant some more. Do I get a level this time? I do. Level 6. The final thing I have left to do is a little bit more of Twilight's Promise before I can roll a new chunk. Now that I have this one unlocked, I can talk to the people down here who I couldn't previously when I started the quest. Okay, talking with them, I can now enter the crypts here. And I have to go up this way, apparently. I don't think I can do too much more of this quest, but we'll see how we go. Alright, I've done as much as I can, but as you can see, the next part of the quest is here in the Kolthon area, so I can't do that. So let's go to the chunk map and we'll finally spin a new one today. Alright, so that was a pretty long chunk. Couple of big tasks there. It's been a few days. I know it says here 0 days since last roll, but I haven't refreshed the page. It'll show you in a minute. I really hope that I get this chunk here, number 23, because I would have to do entirely one thing, which is to kill a buffalo. And other than that, I would have access to the 2 other houses that I could steal from with all the house keys. I could get rid of all the valuables, sell them off to the guy near the bank here. It would be really good. But I don't have that yet. Let's roll, see what I get. Just a quick glance over at the big area over here. Let's roll 2. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Edgeville, don't really want that. And the Dwarven Mine Barbarian Village chunk. Oh boy. Let me think about this and I'll get back to you. So the main thing to note in these 2 chunks, Edgeville would give me access to adamantite ore down in the Edgeville dungeon, as well as Obor and Hill Giants and a few other things. That's not too bad. But the adamantite ore itself is pretty bad. I would need to get a long, very long mining and smithing grind up to level 70 for both, which is not particularly fun, particularly since I only have a steel pickaxe. The Dwarven mine would give me access to the mine itself underneath, the mining guild and all that as well. I would be able to buy a runite pickaxe, but I would have to get my mining and smithing to 85 for runite, because there's runite ore down there. And even with the runite pickaxe, I think I might have said axe a minute ago, pickaxe. It's not very good. I know it just says kill a dwarf there, but I would have access. Actually, no, scratch all that. I don't have access to the Dwarven mine because I can't make my way up there without the monastery chunk here. It is dangerous though, but it wouldn't be an immediate bad grind. I'm gonna take it and see what I get given next. Let's take it. Okay, so my only chunk task right now is to kill a dwarf. I can't actually access this area. You guys have probably been yelling that at me in the last few episodes as I've talked about it. But I now do have a few more things here. There's the clue step, the beginner clue down here in this standing stones area. That would be nice because I keep getting that one. I do have access to Doric soon with one more chunk. And that's, of course, this is now a terrible chunk to get. So hopefully I don't get that one anytime soon. Let's go kill that dwarf. And then I guess we can roll another chunk. As you can see at the bottom right, it has been 5 days since I got given that last one. So let's go. All right, we're in the chunk now. Let's find one of these dwarves and get to work. There's one. Come here, you. And with that, chunk task done. Oh, nature runes. That's really good. Okay. Well, that's it. Let's roll another chunk. Okay, no preamble this time. Let's get straight to it. Roll the chunks. And we're going to get... Okay, Emir's Arena is nothing. Draenor Village. Draenor Village. I would have a forestry grind there, I'm pretty sure. Which I don't really want to do any more wood cutting right now. Okay, smelt a gold bar. So I would need to get 40 smithing. Cut a diamond, crafting grind. I could finish Prince Ali Rescue. Could continue X marks the spot. Bit more of the dig site. Porcine of interest could start. Rag and Bone Man. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of forestry tasks there. I've just done a lot of wood cutting. I'm going to keep tempting fate, and I'm going to take the Emir's Arena one. There would be nothing to do here. But as you can see, that's going to give me some more chunks there. However, now I have to roll again. Let's do this thing. Come on, please give me a nice grind. A nice grind. This is casual chunks for a reason. Is that no? Okay. That is not the one I wanted, but let's see what these two give me. Okay, so this top chunk would require me to kill a seagull and a thief. The bottom chunk here, I also have to kill a thief, but I have to kill a rabbit, and I need to do a little bit more of some of these quests. None of the quests I have to actually finish. I think I am going to make a quick change before I continue here. I have been doing quests up to wherever I can complete them. I think what I'm going to do from this point and onwards is only do quests when they're fully completable, because otherwise it's a lot of extra running around, not particularly fun for you guys to watch a little bit of a quest either. I think if there are situations where doing a part of a quest is something I really want to do, I might be able to still do that, but not a requirement until it's completable fully. So let me quickly change those chunk rule sets and get back to you. Alright, I had a lot of thoughts about both of these. There is a charter ship. I'm not actually sure which one it fully lands in. That would give me more chunks unlockable if I do have that, but because there's a bank in this one, number 26, I will be choosing that. There's also a furnace nearby, so that'll be my quickest furnace route from a bank, not including PvP World in Lumbridge, though I think this is still quicker. That'll be really nice. So I'm going to take this one. That will give me a few more chunks. The Colosseum one, which remember I don't have to do. There's a few other things here. I do have to kill a rabbit and a thief, but let's go through the chunk a bit as I go through and kill those creatures. All right, here we are in this new chunk. It's just more of Varlamore, really. Where are the rabbit and the thief? I need to find those and kill them. And let's just quickly look here. Can I get to the charter ship? No, the gangplank is in the other chunk. Okay, but I do have access to the trader crew member. I can trade with them if they don't go into the other chunk. Okay, stop. Don't want to go over. If they come in this chunk, I can trade with them. I can actually trade with them from here as long as they don't move. As long as, yeah, see, I don't go into the other chunk, so it's fine. I can buy a lobster pot, I can buy a fishing rod, I can buy glass blowing, buckets of sand, soda ash. So that's some quite a good method for a few things there. I can buy a Tyrus helmet, it's not very good for me at this point. Yeah, so that's available. Bananas, I guess. Let's kill a seagull. There we go. That wasn't on the list for this chunk, but because it wandered in this chunk, I've done that. Now it's done if I need to do it in future. There's also a crafting store here. There's nothing new really that I don't have except the glass blowing pipe. I'll probably buy one of those soon. But that's another thing I can access. I don't think there's anything upstairs. Just bucket of water. Oh, a soft clay spawn actually. That's interesting. Especially since there is a pottery oven down here as well. And the wheel. So if we need to make pottery, I guess. Not that we have to do that anymore, but that's an option. Seems like there's a bronze nail spawn over here near the furnace. Furnace again, that's good. It's very close to the bank right here. I don't really need one nail at a time, but there it is if I ever need a nail spawn. There is here, I believe, this is supposed to be a shop for kebabs. Can I get in here without going into the other chunk? Yes. Let's go through this dialogue real quick. Meet and greet, I can start. Okay. Well, we don't have to do that until that's fully completable. Anything else? Okay, so I might have to complete the quest before they can sell me that. Alright. And I'm being drafted off to war. Let's do that. There's the final piece of camo for me. Alright, here's the rabbit. If we kill them, there we go. That's one chunk task down. And I can get rabbit meat for that. Now I've got to find the thief. If I were a thief, I would be hanging around near the bank. Well, probably not for long. Can't find them anywhere. Are they on the docks? Am I just blind? Have I passed them already? I might have to look this up. Alright, they're out this way. Here we go. Near the bar. I didn't talk about the bar. There's another bar here. They sell the same stuff as I could get already. So that took far too long. There we go. Grammy Quam. Bones. Thank you. That's my final chunk task done for this chunk. Let's roll a new one. I know it's only a matter of time before I get given one of those big chunks, but, you know, pride cometh before the fall. Let's keep rolling and hope for the best. Okay, well, the wilderness one shouldn't have been rollable. That's kind of annoying. I'm going to have to keep going back and checking those. The other one, Outer Fortress, is here. What would I have to do? Alright, I'd have to kill a couple of things, but I'm not going to have to get the Corrupted Plate Body. I'm not doing any of the Crack the Clue stuff. It's just not necessary. I guess because the other one wasn't supposed to be rollable, I have to take this one, but that's alright. I'll take it. We'll just get rid of these ones once more. From where I was, I can actually get into this chunk easily without going all the way around, as long as I'm careful on this corner. There's a general store here, but I expect it's more of the same old, same old. Yeah, it looks like it. There was a charcoal spawn on the table here, and I also now have sources of sweet corn, because normally you can only get it by growing it. You can pick it here, which would be cooking experience because you can cook this up, and also can be good for farming. I think you have to pay sweet corn for one of the trees. I'll check that. Yeah, so you need 9 sweet corn to protect apple trees. I don't think there's much else going on here. Okay, there's a pot over here. That's not really much good to me. I'm just seeing what else is in this chunk. We can get a pestle and mortar over here and a vial of water. We still don't have Herblore unlocked, of course, but, you know, why not? Pick them up. And then further south, we've got the Shrine of Ralos as well. And we need to kill one of these guys. If it will stay in this chunk. Nope. Are these ones attackable? No. Do we actually have to kill one of those? Let me check that again. No, we don't. It's a snake and an oryx. So we just got to find those. Here's a snake. There's a snake down. Just bones. And we got to find an oryx. What the hell is an oryx? Is this an oryx? Yes. We do not have these in Australia. Well, not wild anyway. And that's the oryx down. Do we get anything special? I don't know what they drop. Apparently just bones. Okay. Let's have a quick look at the loot table. No, just bones. Okay. Well, those are my tasks done. There doesn't seem to be much else here for me right now. So I suppose we'll roll a new one. Okay, so the wilderness chunks are not rollable this time. Let's roll and see what we get. Come on, more Valamore. Happy with Valamore. Okay, they are not Valamore. The Mortmire Swamp one probably shouldn't be accessible. Maybe it's this bit of land. Okay. Well, that's one of the options. Other than that, we have North Draenor Village. Let me check that one out. Okay, so we'd have to kill one of the Highwaymen, and the other one, kill a zombie in the Draenor sewers. We can access that from here. That's fine, I'll take that. It'll give me a few of the other chunks around the area that might be good. Let's take that one, and we'll head over to Draenor. Okay, so here we are in North Draenor. We do need to kill one of these no-hood highwaymen. As you can see while I kill them, this is the spot where I can make my way to the Draenor Agility course. It is now a level 1 course, not a level 10 course like it used to be, but the course will take me into the other half of Draenor, which I'm not allowed to go into, so I will not be counting that, of course. But I do get a black cape. The only other thing of note in this chunk really is that I can go down here and there are zombies in the sewers. I need to kill one of these for a achievement diary. I've already killed skeletons and zombies and rats and stuff before. There's also an anvil down here that's really out of the way, no good for me. But once I kill this guy, that'll be an achievement diary task done. And that'll be my final task before I can roll another chunk. Okay, that is the zombie down. And I can now roll again. I ask you a question, you say, yes, Drill Sergeant. Every time I roll, these wilderness ones pop back up again. I'll have to see if there's a way to stop doing that, but apparently just turning them off isn't enough. Let's roll another 2. It's going to get dangerous eventually. Okay, we're going to get Grand Exchange and the Lumbridge Swamp. Well, this is a pretty obvious pick for me. The Lumbridge Swamp has the adamant ore in it that I've been trying to avoid this whole time. As you can see here, adamant ore. I would have to mine that and smelt that. Let's not do that. I think the Grand Exchange says just nothing, right? Yeah, okay. We'll take that. It's going to give us another attempt at the wilderness. Yep. Now I'm going to put 4 of them down each time. I will go there and then we'll spin again. Sadly, due to the Drain All Mana chunk being locked still, I have to go all the way around if I want to get to the Grand Exchange, so it'll be a minute or so. But with all this running around and chunk rolling, my barley is ready. Well, the only thing we really get out of this is the trade parade, and also bots and spam. Alright, so I was just checking to see if these two here could transport me to the Castle Wars lobby, or what the deal was with them. Apparently they put you straight into a game, and if the lobby's full, you just go nowhere, so that won't open up the Castle Wars lobby for me as a direct access. So I guess we roll again. Alright, so I think I might have fixed the problem with the Wilderness ones reopening. We'll find out soon, I suppose. In the meantime, roll 2 more. Hopefully we get lucky. What are we going to get? Okay. That's dangerous. Okay, so let's have a quick conversation here. Alright, so this one here, the Locust Oasis, that's really dangerous. One of the hardest quests in the game is, as we all know, the riveting tale of a lily pad labor dispute. So I'm kind of worried with that one. If I unlock this, it's going to be... Oh, it's going to be tough. I would have to complete the entire quest, as you can see. So I'm really not sure. Now, okay, let's get serious. So the other choice we have here is the Patadomus Temple, which is of course the gateway to Mauritania. If I get this one, I don't think I need to complete the Priest in Peril quest right now. It's not giving me that as an option. I don't think you need to complete the Restless Ghost before that, so I'm not sure what's stopping me. It's probably because I don't have Rune Mysteries done, so it doesn't think I have access to the Essence. I do. I can get it from Minotaur and the Stronghold of Security, so I probably could complete that quest, which would then make Mauritania unlockable, and there's a lot of things in there, like the Slayer Tower. If I get access to Slayer, I'll need to grind up a lot to get up to Abyssal Demons. Of course, along the way I could get stuck, but that's always like something in the background, something potential. So that's kind of scary. For now, I'm probably going to go with the other one. I do want to open up more of Valamor. I definitely want to get that number 21 chunk. It's just tempting me at the moment. But I will open up more of this line here and do the Lilypad quest and kill an Embertail Jerboa, whatever. Those of you who have done this quest in the past, you know just how dangerous it can be. One of the main things in this quest is we're going to have to fight Cuthbert, who is of course the strongest of all bosses in the game. So strong, I've been told, that the Nightmare Zone simply couldn't handle the power, and so it doesn't even appear in the Nightmare Zone as a boss. Oh god, look at his health bar. What am I going to do? Can I do it at this level? Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't so bad. Easy. Alright, despite all the difficulty, I have managed to complete the quest. 1 quest point, access to new hardwood farming patch, and 2000 woodcutting experience, which doesn't get me a level? What? I really thought I was going to get level 72 woodcutting out of that. Oh well, I guess it's time to kill one of those other creatures. Yes, these are the fellows. One of those down. Sorry, you're really cute, but you're dead now. And that's my final chunk task. Let's roll again. Alright, let's just get straight into it. Roll 2. Go, go, go. Come on. Something good. Colosseum and Doric's Hut. Okay. So the Falador North Gate chunk, I would have to complete Doric's quest. That will be super easy. I can just bring all the stuff in advance and he just goes, oh, you've got all that stuff? Cool, done. In addition, I have to kill Cuffs, Jeff, Narf, and Rusty 1 time each. That's easy, not too big of a problem. On the other hand, however, I have the Fortis Colosseum. Now, there's a few things of note with this chunk. As we know, I'm not doing bosses until I have certain requirements. For the Fortis Colosseum, it simply will never be done. I am not that good of a player, first and foremost, which is why we're doing casual chunks. Second of all, in the gear that I can obtain with my skill level, or lack thereof, as an Ironman, even fully unrestricted, I probably couldn't do it and would super struggle if I could. It would take me a lot of attempts. As I say, I'm just not that good. between my internet, my own personal skill, Australian servers. Yeah, not possible. So most of the things you see here in possible tasks simply wouldn't happen. It would give me a few other little bits and pieces. I think meet and greet, I could progress. But yeah, this doesn't really do much for me. So those are my options right now. I really don't want to get any closer into Falador than I have to, because that is another way into the terrors of the mining guild and all of its associated things. I think I'm going to take the Colosseum, and yeah, there's just not much to do. I'll have to backlog a few of these things, but let's check it out. Thankfully, since I'm already in Varlamore, this won't take too long to go and check it out. I'm just sort of running around checking out the place. There is a bank here. I can't use the bank because you need to have gone into the Colosseum and got some glory to do that. I don't think I can even get back here, can I? No. Okay. There is an exit out this way that you can't actually get to. Yeah, let's just check one other thing and I'll be back. Alright, so I wanted to check out two things. First and foremost, if the first round of the Colosseum, the first wave, was even possible with what I have and with my current prayers and such. It's not. And second of all, if I would get the Sunfire Splinters as a possible reward for only completing one wave, it looks like you need to complete at least 4 before you could do that. So I can't really obtain those either. So I will be putting this all off and just considering it a dead chunk, essentially. With that, let's spin again, I guess. I didn't have to re-lock the wilderness one, so my changes seem to have worked. Let's roll 2 more and see what we get. Okay. Well, I know what I'm picking. It's going to be extra Varlamore chunk. It's definitely not going to be the one with 70 mining and smithing requirements. So South Varlamore coast, and there is seemingly nothing here. I will check it out. We really are just creating this long line down to the coast, aren't we? Alright, so there are scorpions here. I've already killed a scorpion, so that's not a new task. Even though these are different looking scorpions, it's nothing new. There are a lot of arrows and bones around here. I wonder if those are spawns or if someone's just done that for a Slayer task or something. There's a site here, landing site, which we can't do anything with. Harpy bug swarms, which I can't attack, so I don't have the equipment or the Slayer level, though they can attack me. An iron pickaxe, which we got better. Harpy eagle, snake, yeah, nothing really. You know what that means then. It's chunk rolling time. Okay, what are we gonna get this time? Please, something good. I want a little bit of a... Ooh. Yeah, what I want right now is a little bit of a grind, but nothing too bad. Shanty Pass. So I would have to go into the desert with a set of robes equipped. Cut a desert cactus to fill a water skin. That's easy enough. Kill a few things. And the other one is yet more Varlamore. Specifically, what would I have to do? Jaguar, a Jaguar cub, and a hill giant. Okay, well, I'm already down, still standing here. So this is closer. I will have to go get equipment. But yeah, let's go with this one. Here, Jaguar, Jaguar, Jaguar. Well, here are the hill giants. Let's kill one of those real quick. If we get lucky, we might even get a Obor key. Alright, that's hill giant down. And no Obor key. If you're wondering, I don't need the key until I can actually unlock the door to Obor. So that's why I'm not going for that right now. Here's Jaguar Cub, level 31. What level is Jaguar? 67. Okay, I think I have enough food. I brought a lot with me just in case. That's a cub down, and now I have to fight the larger one. This could take a bit longer, and they are a fair bit more dangerous. And the kitty cat is down. Jaguar fur. Don't know what that's good for. I'll look it up and get back to you. Well, without the Hunter Guild, it's not good for anything. But those are my tasks done. Let's spin again. You guys are getting so many spins today. Lucky you. Alright. Well, Those are pretty pathetic chunks. Let's have a quick look over here. So I can either get the back of the Emir's Arena, which I'm not sure I can really access that much. But apparently it's rollable, accessible. And the other option is over here. And I think that's just nothing, right? Yeah, okay. Well, we'll do this one just to get back into things. If there's no song obtained, then there's nothing to do there, but I'll walk there if I can. Look out over the sea, I suppose. I'm still on my way to the new chunk, but I got a message in the chat saying I'll be logged out in 10 minutes. I'm going to get nerd logged. To be fair, I have been in since I was doing the fletching. Well, here we are. It's a great bit of coastline. There are some steps. There's a tree. Yeah. That's what we got here. Yeah, man, me too. Well, I can now stand here. There's a cave that you can't get into. I don't know. Is that a thing? People let me know in the comments. Alrighty, here we go, Chunk Pick Go! Well, that's exactly what I asked for. Can't complain. Couldn't get much closer than those two chunks, could you? So it's going to be this one, number 28. I have entirely one thing to do there, which is to kill a buffalo. I suppose I'll check this chunk out just to see what I could get out of it. Nothing. Okay. I don't feel so bad about taking this one then. Easy pick. As you can see there, only one task, kill a buffalo. I am going to redeem all of my valuables, however, and I'm going to use the houses here and here alongside the one I had already here to use up all of my many keys. There's also a shop here. Don't know what they sell. We'll find out. Okay, so I currently have 304 keys, 8,230 valuables. If I trade these in, I'm going to get a hell of a lot of money. But I might actually wait and trade them in later. If you give 15 valuables to the kids that whistle to help you to get out in time, they will tell you where the next house is going to be. So I might actually use some of these to do that. Save me a bit of looking around in time as I go around using up all the keys. I have so many keys. This is going to take a long time. But it's going to be worth it, I reckon. Yeah, so let's see how we go. If I get bored, I might stop, but for now, the plan is to use up all these keys. So one of the kids here, Lucia, will tell me Victor's not home right now. I don't know which one's Victor. Let's check out these other houses. That's this one. Okay. And so I can go into this house, use one of my keys, and continue stealing valuables. You can see there's someone in here already doing it. They'll keep rotating, and I will use up a good number of my keys at the minimum. This first house is absolutely shitting out extra things. Look at this, 3 already. I'm not even kicked out yet. Oh, right, nerd logged. Oops, forgot about that. There's another thieving level for me, level 76. As you can see, I still have 282 keys, but I'm over 10,000 valuables now. In about 25 minutes, I'm going to get another level and I'll be level 77 thieving. I still have a lot of keys, but I might actually stop there. I will still have a lot of money. This is taking a lot longer than I thought it would, which is why I'm going to stop early. But I'll have a lot of keys in future if I need more thieving levels. I probably won't need levels again until I get into Dorgish Khan, or if I get to Ardi, then I'll need to steal from the chests there. But until then, I'm looking pretty good. And this should be the level here. There we go, level 77. As you can see, I still have 253 of my keys. So I only used about 50 of them. And look how many valuables I have now too. Alright, so before I finish off the chunk tasks and get a new one, I can trade in my valuables here with this guy. And let's say all of them. And as you can see there, 242k. That's going to go a long way towards a new cash stack. Alongside my existing cash, I now have over $1 million. Now, as you can see, I do have access to a bit of the farmland out here to the west. There is wheat here, there's a farmhouse, but in here, buffalo. And I do need to kill one of them for my chunk tasks. And there it is. Done. Of course, that now means that it's time to spin a new chunk. Alright, so ideally I keep missing the mining and smithing grinds. Other than that, I don't have any specific places I'd like. However, the farm here next to where I was would be okay. That would give me access to an allotment patch so I could do a bit more of that farming stuff. Just the early level farming. But let's see where we're going. Two choices. What are they going to be? It's going to be a bit more of Varlamore, and I think that's also south of the Colosseum. Yeah, another two side-by-side choices. So there's this one, which has the possible tasks of nothing. And there's this one, which has a rune weapon. Okay. How do I get that? There's a shop here with a rune mace. Interesting. Okay, 40 attack. That's not a bad little grind. I don't mind that. Let's do that. Okay, so let's head around here and see what we have. Alright, so here's our new chunk. We do have access to chickens in here. That's something. Let's see, eggs and rope, logs. Then there's this area over here. And this, I imagine, is where the mace shop is. Yeah, spikes maces. So we can get a rune mace. We can also get other maces, but we don't need those right now. There is an iron mace spawn. Is there anything upstairs? There's anvils here. Nothing upstairs. Okay, just a balcony we can look out over. Interesting. We don't appear to have any fishing spots, despite the fishermen here and the fishing boats, but we do have access to seaweed spawns. So if we want to go about crafting through glass blowing the long way where we make our own soda ash, then there we got that. But we do have up around here more seaweed spawns, but also there are, as you can see, sand crabs. So I will be training on these guys to get my attack level up and wield the rune mace. At the moment my attack level is 36, so I'm not too far off. I missed level 37's level up, but we're about to get another one. There it is, level 38. There's level 39. And here we are, level 40 attack. And as we know, that means I can now wield rune weaponry. Of course, as always, it's not enough to be able to use it. I do need to actually get it as well. So let's quickly go here and trade with Spike. We do have the money, the exact amount, and that is one rune mace and my first rune weapon. Ta-da! As you can see, I now have a max hit of 10. And let's have a quick look at our stats. Alright, so we do have a 39 crush bonus. The rune mace does also offer a bit of a prayer bonus, as you can see, going from 0 to +4. You can see here, melee strength 36, 39 crush, 20 stab, -2 slash. It is also a 4-tick weapon, same speed as a scimitar. And so back now on the chunk picker, we can go kill one sand crab complete and 40 attack wield a rune weapon complete. So let's roll again. 2 more chunks. What are we going to get? Okay, Doric's house and Lumbridge Swamp. Alrighty, so let's have a quick look at these. We know with Doric's house, it's basically just complete the quest, I think. And then kill those 4 dudes, yeah. And then for the swamp land here, what do we have? Mistle and Mystery, okay. Big frog, and giant frog need to be killed. Okay, that's not too difficult either. What would I rather? Honestly, number 27 isn't going to open up any other chunks for me. Let's have a quick look up here. We could get Goblin Village, Ice Mountain, although that would give us a way to get up to the mine, I think. And then into Tavali, where we would be able to get Herblore finally. So maybe that, but then it also gives us Falador, so there's a few things there as well. Okay, I've made up my mind. I am going with number 26. And that is going to open up a little more area for me. Up in this direction, I will have to do Doric's quest, which I'll go do immediately. And I've got to kill these 4 guys, which I'll do that as well. Alright, what you're about to see is one of the quickest quests ever. Doric, yes, I'd like to use your anvil. Want some stuff? Yeah, sure, I've got some stuff. You got that stuff? Yeah, I got that stuff. Exactly that stuff? Exactly that stuff. Here you go, done. That is a mining level. and 180 coins, which is massive because I was getting a bit broke there. Unfortunately now for these people, they are on my list. Cuffs, you're first. You'd stop moving. Thank you. Yeah, pickaxe really isn't the best choice of weapon, but we'll get through this. There we go. Cuffs down. Next up, Narf. What a weird name. Not my problem anymore. You're dead. Next, Jeff. Jeff is a more standard name that I've heard, but he's still gonna die all the same. Down. And there should be one more of you. Rusty. Poor Rusty. What has he done to deserve this? I don't know. He was in the area. Come on. No, I want to attack you. Bye. Well, that was easy. And so with that done, we're back on our chunk picker. That took a total of around 2 minutes. Once I got there, let's roll another pair of chunks. See what we get. Draenor Manor, okay, and that is the Colossal Worm Agility? Yeah. I don't think I can do anything there yet. No, because I don't have any agility levels. But if we go back out to the Draenor Manor, there's a few things here for me. So first and foremost, I can complete Ernest the Chicken. I can also complete Vampire Slayer, and I will have to kill a specific skeleton found within Draenor Manor. And I think I want to do this, so let's pick that. And I'm not too far from there right now, so I can go do that now. I can do Ernest the Chicken straight away. Ernest the Chicken is going to be a very, very quick quest with the guide. It wasn't so quick when I did it in Citizenscape because I did it without a guide, but particularly the spot at the bottom is in the basement is really slow. While I grab the rubber tube in this room, I am going to have to kill this skeleton as well. This is the one that was on the chunk picker as needing to be killed. I think it is a unique level or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'll kill that and then we'll move on. There we go. Skeleton down. Alright, that is Ernest the Chicken complete. 4 quest points and 300 coins. Whoa, that's nearly double what I got from the last quest. Next up, Vampire Slayer. Now that I've got Draenor Manor unlocked, I can get up to Varrock through this path. Okay, here we go. Am I over prepared? Probably. Do I need all of this food? I doubt it. Am I strong enough without it? Yeah, I expect so. That is a weird way to come out of a coffin. And yeah, that's it. Vampire Slayer complete. And an attack level. That was the last chunk task though, so again we're rolling. This will probably be the last roll for today. We've done a lot of rolls. Let's see what we get. Alright, they're rolling. They're rolling. Mage Training Arena and Colossal Worm Agility. Okay. Well, the Mage Training Arena is going to require me to get all of the unlocks and also chop, burn, and fletch magic logs. So I'm not doing that. It's going to be the Colossal Worm, which doesn't have anything for me right now. But eventually I'm going to have to come back and do some agility there. Well, we at least need to make our way out to the chunk, even if there's nothing to do there. Okay, so over at the Colossal Worm Agility area, these are the things that I can buy. Eventually I will need to buy the Colossal Worm Teleport Scroll for 40 termites. I don't have to buy the Graceful Recolor or the Calcified Acorn because neither of them really serve any purpose. I will, however, not be able to do any agility here because I am not the right level. I need level 50 to use this course. And I am level 1. This seems like a pretty shit place to end it though, so maybe I'll keep rolling until I get a substantial grind. Back to the chunk picker. Alright, something good this time. What are we going to get? Okay, Giant's Plateau and the... okay. So... first and foremost, this area of Falador is one that I can unlock because I have access to part of it, the outside part. If I go to calculate tasks, it has none. I don't have to do the mining guild stuff yet because I can't actually get in there and do that. I don't have access to a agility level or grappling hook to get over with the agility shortcut there. So there's nothing I'd have to do there. For this one though, Giant's Plateau, what would I have to do? Okay. quite a lot. Sleeping giants. I'd need to complete that. I need to kill a hill giant, and then there's a lot of giants foundry rewards that I'd have to get as well. I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't really want to unlock this one right now, but I think I'm going to. Okay, that's done. We're gonna roll again. What are we gonna get? It's getting dangerous. Okay, the other side of the swamp, I don't want that. And there's this little bit of Civitas Illifortis I don't have yet. I'm definitely picking this one. There's nothing to do there either. I will have to remove this chunk. So I don't think I can actually step in it anywhere that I have access to. So, nope. It's all again. I will visit these places, don't worry. Okay, so... yeah, again, forestry grind, not a lot of fun, but I can only do some of the things right now anyway. There's adamant ore in this. Where's the ore coming from? Can't be in the sewers. Let me investigate. Oh, right, that's Edgeville, not... Wait, what? Okay, I think I understand. So if I take this one, I will have access to agility. Agility will give me access to the rest of the Edgeville dungeon, including the parts with adamant ore. So I would have to do that full adamant and a lot of other things, as you can see here. I hate to pick all these free ones, but there's the one thing I don't want to do. It's probably that. Okay, let's pick again. This is getting really dangerous now. Okay, that one's alright, and that one's bad. So we're picking this one. What do we get out of it? One seagull we have to kill. Okay, it's about time I go and walk through some of these places, so let's do that first. Well, we can now enter this area of the south, the Colosseum. We can't get into this cave. There's nothing here really besides this seaweed and more sand crabs. So if we need to train combat, we can come back here. If we come up through this area, we can kill a seagull. There should be a few around. There's one. We need to do this for a task. Kicking is taking its time. There we go. One seagull down. We can also now charter with the trader crew members. So we're going to get a few extra places here, as you can see them. That'll become unlockable by rolling. So we'll add those to the map. Of course, we also got access to this area. There's not much to talk about. There's a small combat training spot, and there is a sword shop here. Ooh, they do have a couple of nice things, but not much that we need. One thing we can buy here is an adamant plate body, so I'll go to the bank and get the money for that. That'll be a defensive upgrade. Other than that, there's really not much here. Alright, got the money. Let's buy that adamant plate body. Excellent. That's an upgrade, as I say. I'm going to keep the mithril plate body. Could be useful for a clue somewhere along the line. I'm just going to see if there's anything else we can pick up here or do anything here. Okay, yeah, not really much to do. So we'll head off to the Falador spot that we got, and then we'll roll again. We do have all those new ones with the charter ship, so we'll see if we get any of those. That might be interesting. Well, here we are. We can look in on Falador, but we cannot enter. Okay, so with the charter ship unlocked, we now have access here to the Alderaan docks. We have access to the Sunset Coast. We have access down here to the Corsair Cove. We have Port Khazad, North Brimhaven, this Port Sarim area because it's part of Musa Point where you've got access to the charter ship. We won't have access to the Musa Point part itself. We will also have access to Cathaby. Anyway, let's roll. Alright, it's spinning. What are we going to get? Oh my god. Goblin Village? So, looking at these tasks, you might wonder what the hell is that about? Remember, with Goblin Village unlocked, I have access around Ice Mountain to the Dwarven Mines. I would have to mine amethyst, smelt runite bar, make amethyst bolt tips and all sorts of other crap. So, naturally I'm going to pick this one, which I can't really get into very much because all of Mauritania's blocked, but I can walk in a little bit over here. Is it just me, or is this rock supposed to be a paw print of some kind? Strange. As you can see, this little bit here is walkable, and that's in my new chunk, so yep, that's why that was accessible. Again, when I get to Mauritania, it's going to be a little rough. One more spin. Here it goes, rolling again. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. But if you want to see what I got, you're going to have to wait till next time. But this time, you can see my total playtime is 6 days and 20 hours. I managed to get my combat level up to 54 and a total level of 815. I'll catch you next time.